There we go, starting to connect the energy. Let's go.
A dog trainer with a form of autism called Asperger's syndrome sees the world differently than most.
Everything is coming at me a million miles a minute. This is exactly what a dog experiences.
And can't help but speak the cold truth
Do you really think a dog can have an astrological sign? It's delusional.
to a woman whose dog is turning on her.
Chevy!
Stop right there, because that fear is what's driving her reaction.
On Dog Savant.
Her worst nightmare is coming true. I'm Brett Endies, and I am the Dog Savant. Oh yes, thank you. I was born with Asperger's syndrome, and that's a high-functioning form of autism. Let's go. Asperger's is my superpower when it comes to training dogs because it gives me the ability to see the world through a dog's eyes. Having Asperger's is a blessing and a curse. Although it can be a disability, I get to use it to bring dogs and people together. So for example, when I'm in a crowded city street, everything is coming at me a million miles a minute. It's the cars, it's the people passing by. It literally just feels like the air is a tank of water and the sound is this wave that just hits me, and then I feel all caught up in it. This is exactly what a dog experiences. When they're going through the world, dogs are picking up on every little detail. You don't realize how stirred up your dog can be by everything going on around them. People are making this worse by using their dogs as emotional crutches. That's the reason why these dogs are having behavioral issues. They can't handle this responsibility of trying to be the savior to the human's issues, and it becomes very overwhelming. So really all I'm trying to do is bridge the human-dog gap. It's difficult for us to realize that they're a different species than we are. So I'm about to go meet Elizabeth and her dog Chevy. She's sensationalizing her pet. She's using her clearly for her emotional needs and not addressing the dog's individual needs as a dog and as a separate species.
I'm Elizabeth Jackson, and this is my girl, Chevy.
My ex-husband got Chevy for me. He actually got her on the day that his sister had her fourth baby. And my ex-husband and I had tried for 6 years to have kids. And it never happened. That's a lot of the reason that we are divorced now. She was about 4.5 years old. I was giving her a bath. I guess I was just kind of rubbing her too hard, and she turned around and snapped at me. And I was, oh my gosh, I was just shocked. And after that, I had clipped her nails. I clipped one too short one time. She snapped at me again. Why are you biting me? I'm not really sure why she acts so crazy sometimes. Maybe it's the Leo. I feel like she's kind of in charge of me.
Chevy! Chevy,
Stop. Honestly, sometimes I've actually thought to myself, maybe she only has like 10 years of life left, so I don't have to deal with it forever. And that's so wrong. That's so wrong of me to think that.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi.
It seems like Elizabeth has been through a lot, and she's clearly using Chevy as an emotional crutch, but it's also leading to some of her bad behaviors. Before we get started, I have to inform you of something, okay? This is going to be very different than any kind of dog training situation you've ever been in. I actually have Asperger's syndrome. That means I'm on the autism spectrum, which creates this ability to really relate to your dog. However, I have to warn you, I'm known to tell people things that they don't want to hear in a very blunt, honest way. Asperger's comes to play in a number of ways when dealing with my owners. I'm willing to talk about things in a way that maybe they're not familiar with, and sometimes that can be off-putting.
She has a lot going on, and I don't know what it is. And
Well, you know what I think it might be? You might have a lot going on. The reason why people have problems with their dogs is because they're not relating to them from the dog's perspective.
So my ex-husband and I had got her together, and it was actually a pretty volatile relationship. I think maybe she just remembers.
Well, I think you remember. You're projecting a lot of that past onto her. Tell me a little bit more about Chevy as the individual that she is.
So Chevy is a Leo.
Do you really think a dog can have an astrological sign?
She's very fiery. She has a zest for life.
What you're doing is you're humanizing your dog, and that's not contributing to her mental well-being. I see this often. We live in what I call fur baby culture. People are treating their dogs like babies, and in reality, it's delusional. People are humanizing their dogs. They'll do anything from push their dogs around in strollers. I've had people where they're actually sitting at the table eating their meals with their dogs, and for them, they think that this is an appropriate way to operate with their animal. That's not how the dogs really are. When we use them for our emotional needs, we're not meeting their needs as dogs. Especially a very sensitive, very vigilant dog like her,
Yes.
she just can't handle it. And that's where a lot of this inability for her to sit still and this becoming overstimulated, it's created because she's almost assessing your needs instead of knowing that you're providing her needs for her. So we have to learn to look within and see if maybe it's sometimes we're putting too much on the dog for what they can handle. We're gonna have to create a little bit more of a business working relationship than an emotional mommy-daughter relationship. Because when she starts feeling like a dog again, you'll see that she's a lot happier. As a dog savant, I'm actually teaching people how to use Asperger's as a way to help them understand and train their dogs.
When I was clipping her nails many years ago, I clipped one of them too short and she bit me. So now if I touch her paws, like at all, she'll always bite me.
Next time we meet, we're gonna address those issues directly.
Okay, sounds great. I'm so excited.
So Elizabeth is very similar to many of the clients I see. She's not the worst case, but what really gets me and what really frustrates me is seeing this epidemic of dog behavior problems out in the world, and it's really no one's doing anything about it. No one wants to talk about what is driving this. It's the human end of the leash and the humans needing to make the changes for their dogs to change. Hi.
Hi, Brett, how are you?
Is that how you usually let her answer the door?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that, okay?
Okay.
Asperger's gives me the ability to scan a situation, walk into a dog owner's home, and be able to assess what's going on in a very unfiltered way. And it's clear to me that Chevy is running this household. All right, so let's talk about clipping Chevy's nails. Put the leash on her.
Okay.
And we're gonna put her here on the floor. And what I'd like to see is what you've been doing so far in your attempts to clip her nails.
Whew, haven't done this for so long because I haven't been able to.
Okay, time out. Going into it with that is gonna already set her up for failure. So I want you to think in a more confident way. When you're, damn it, I'm clipping your nails. Let's bring her back down and let's clip her nails. And you see, when she knows you're going to do things on your terms, she starts protesting. So I want her to start feeling that you're in control.
This is why I'm actually a little bit scared of my own dog. I know it's
Stop
crazy.
right there, okay? Because that's the issue. She knows that you're scared of her, and that fear is what's driving her reaction. This is all because you've been babying Chevy. She needs someone who will lead her with confidence.
Let me see if I, no.
Let's bring her off the couch because the couch instantly puts her in a position of equality. She senses that you're not comfortable and that you're fearful of this.
I just don't understand why she has to be in control of me. It really breaks my heart. Good girl.
Okay, so I want you to feel confident. I want her to know that you're in control. Choke up on the leash. Don't give her the option.
I'm gonna clip your nails.
There you go. That's the attitude.
No! She totally bit me and I'm bleeding.
It doesn't have to be this way, okay? What we have to do is create a new lifestyle between you and Chevy, and through that, she's going to learn to accept your control. The whole relationship in total has to be more of a working relationship than an emotional type of one. We have to really work on changing your emotional state around her. Okay? So what I brought here is a handling glove, and what it's going to do is it's going to show her that when she tries to bite me, we're not going to be pulling away like she's used to, because that's what gave her mouth the power. I want you to just stay with me on this, okay? So she's not gonna die. I want her to just get used to the action. So I have the clippers. I just want her to learn that by her biting me, nothing's gonna change. And so I want her to see that nothing's gonna change. So you see how her worst nightmare is coming true. What's happening for Chevy is she actually sees the clippers as if it's like this glowing orb of death approaching her. It becomes this intensified experience to the point where she really thinks it's gonna kill her. But you see, this is all in her head. Nothing's changing. We're still here. Life is still going on. The sun will set and the moon will rise. It's all in her head. And that's what's happening with you. A lot of this has been in your head from previous experiences. So we all have to promote being present so that she can do that on her own. So what I'd like to do is show her a specific place where she's gonna commit more to the command and control while I do the nail clipping. So as I approach, I tell her place, and then once she gets there, I'm gonna engage her into a sit. And through that, you see, it just starts getting her to focus more on the moment and remain present versus her already over-anticipating the outcome. And you're projecting that fear, that insecurity. You're visualizing her to bite. Guess what? She's going to bite because she can see that picture in your mind. I need you to relax.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so I have the clippers again. So I want to create a completely different association right from the start. And that's why I have her in control from the beginning, because it puts her in a more accepting state of mind as I represent these to her. So I want to put these down and show her that the clippers are going to be there as a constant. They're not coming at her. So I'm going to take a carrot. And what I want to do is I want to show her that if she doesn't get upset when she sees the clippers, so if I handle the clippers and I put them down to her, she gets a good thing. Good.
Chevy.
Good. And I like that she's laying down because what she learns is to have a happy mindset when the clippers are around. It's very hard for a dog to be in a happy state of mind and an insecure state of mind at the same time. So the goal is to keep her in that happy state of mind while we're doing things that she normally would be aversive to. Good. Good girl. Very good. Good. You see, I just start touching her more and more so she can make a completely different association.
Wow. She's gonna be okay. Nail clipping is not gonna kill her.
So this is gonna take some time. I do see a future where Elizabeth and Chevy can be living in peace and happiness. Showing confidence is just the first step in fixing this relationship. Through that and your consistent leadership and cutting out the emotional bullshit, you're gonna see that she's gonna start accepting more of these decisions you make that's gonna take care of her needs, but trust that the control that you're having is not something that's going to be her demise.
I'm definitely willing to look at myself and change things that I need to change in order to help Chevy.
You are going to do great. I have a lot of confidence in your ability to now lead Chevy. And I just wanted to qualify. Pardon my Asperger's. I know at times I could be very bluntly honest with you, but I hope that was okay.
I really needed it. Thank you. Bye, Chevy.